No one's going to warn you about this, but you need to hear it. You're alive because of billions of accidents. You're here today because that tiny zygote, just one little cell, got the right amount of oxygen and nutrients. It dodged all those eager sperm while making its way up the fallopian tube.
How wild is that?
We think we've got it all figured out, that our hard work paid off, that our talent and skill got us where we are. There are billions of conversations happening right now on this platform, but you found this one. Maybe this is the most important conversation of your day, the most important one you'll have all week. But time isn't really passing. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist. All we really have is the now, this tiny fraction of a second that separates us from death. It's all we've ever had and all we'll ever have. So why don't we pay more attention to it? Why don't we pay attention to the fact that we're alive? You're alive because of billions of accidents. It's the fact that you're here, that you're alive, that you're conscious. It's an accident. As children, we learn to make sense of it, to impose some kind of order on it. But the world doesn't care about the meaning we create. It's indifferent to it. In fact, it actively resists it. The only way to deal with chaos is to embrace it, to dive into the maelstrom and swim against the current. That's how we find meaning. It's how we make our lives worth living. We create our own paths. We choose our own direction. We decide what's important to us and what we want to achieve. Then we work towards those goals, knowing that even if we fail, we'll still be alive. And as long as we're alive, there's always the chance that we'll succeed. The world is chaotic. It's full of noise and confusion. But we need this chaos. It's what gives us the opportunity to create meaning, what allows us to be free. As adults, we like to think we're in control, that we're the ones calling the shots. But most of the time, our actions are governed by forces beyond our understanding. We're like leaves floating on a stream, carried along by currents we can't see. There are billions of people who aren't alive, who never will be, who aren't conscious. It could so easily have been you. Maybe it is you. Maybe you're only half conscious. How can we not marvel at this fact? But we got here because we survived an incredible number of chances, most of which we didn't even realize we were taking. Every day we wake up and take it for granted that we're alive, that we're here, that we can experience another day of sunshine, or, conversely, the warmth of a blanket on a rainy day. We take it for granted that we can feel the breeze on our skin, that we can taste food, smell flowers, hear birds, see beauty. We don't notice the strangeness of being alive. We don't appreciate that what we call life is an endless series of miracles. Most people, given the same opportunities, wouldn't have made the same choices that you did, wouldn't have ended up where you are. This is just as true of the people you admire, the so-called successful people, as it is of you. They got where they are because they were lucky. Luck is everything. Hard work and talent only get you so far. Everything after that is luck. You're alive because a sperm cell, one in about 4 billion, actually reached the egg healthy enough to fertilize it. You're alive because your mother didn't miscarry. You're alive because you weren't stillborn. You're alive because you didn't choke on your first meal. You're alive because you didn't die of a disease in early childhood. You're alive because you weren't run over crossing the street. You're alive because you found meaning in a meaningless world. How do you find meaning in a life built on chaos? Our lives are a series of fortunate accidents. Even this very conversation, this very meeting of minds, it's lucky, and yet we do. We keep track of time by counting the years, the days, the hours, the seconds. When we were born, we were thrown into a world full of chaos and complexity. You're alive because you found meaning in a meaningless world. We create meaning. That's what makes us human. If the world were perfect, if everything went according to plan, there would be no opportunity for growth, no chance to improve things. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so you don't miss my next videos.